Well, good morning everybody. The purpose of my talk today is to make clear what our points are for the negotiation, and we want to accomplish this with this and what we want to accomplish with this negotiation. My main objective today is to have a solid deal with Kensington United, so both parties will benefit from this new big sponsorship deal. Let's start with money first. Universal Communications would like to come around to a 4-year contract deal, which is worth 50 million euros. With that, we also are prepared to pay out an additional $20 million euros if Kensington United wins the European Cup. It looks like you have a great chance of winning this, so for that we would like to reward Kensington United for the dedication to achieve such an outstanding performance. We will do our payments at the end and beginning of each season, so that the money can be well spent during season break and season ending. Think of transfers and innovating ideas to improve Kensington United even more. I would like to highlight that if Kensington United underperforms and drops down the league, we want to renegotiate this contract. This to protect both brands from negative reactions from supporters and other third-party people. Alright, moving on to the second point of discussion. We would like to have maximum advertising at the football ground. For instance, 4 huge billboards advertising the company at sides and ends of each pitch. Also the headquarters that will give us an edge over the competition. We want to place our logo on flags at all entrances and the company's name on the surface of the pitch. The main thing we would like to see is that the main player stand will be renamed to the Universal Communications stand. Alright, now I'll talk about the promotion by players of Kensington United, this to improve our global sales. The following thing we would like to see from the players of Kensington United. The company logos will be on their training kit and match kit. The team shirt and shorts should have blue and black stripes which represent the colors of Universal Communications. The next thing we would like from the players is that the 2 top goal scorers will do a minimum of 25 days promotional work a year for Universal Communications. Other players will do 15 days of promotional work. This to encourage the charisma between both parties, which will lead to an even stronger bond. For my final point, I want to talk about the issue of crowd control. As you may know, football hooligans are a huge problem and is something that can damage both firms' images. So therefore, we suggest that Kensington United is responsible for controlling the spectators at its home games. All these investments will be done by the club, not by Universal Communications. To control this matter, Kensington United will pay a fine of $1 million to Universal Communications for each incident. Hopefully we aren't asking for too much here. And now I'll give the word to Merijn.
Thanks Guido, I'll take it from here. As I'm sure you all know, we from Universal Communications have the best marketing consultancy workforce working for us. They are dedicated and disciplined, which means it would be a great advantage for Kensington United to always ask for our opinion, which Kensington is going for when Kensington is going for one or multiple ventures. Our consultants will provide you with necessary information and professional opinions to make sure that together we don't misjudge the situation. The best of all, it's free of charge. Now you may think, what drives Universal Communications? Allow me to explain. Universal Communications wants Kensington United to get in bed with the right ventures, creating an even better global reputation. This also greatly benefits the Universal Communications because as your main sponsor, this will also create a better reputation for us. It's basically a win-win situation for both of us. We'll have free professional opinions, creating a better reputations, and so do we. Moving on to the next point. Kensington should cancel their plans with Sprint plc. Universal Communications understands that it would benefit the players. However, we just bought a new business firm dedicated to football boots. We insist that the players of Kensington use our firm for their football boots. This is part of our maximum advertising deal. We want the players of Kensington United to be dedicated to wear our brand and gear. Of course, it benefits Kensington United as well. The football boots have many outstanding features. Also, because of our sponsorship deal, the players will have a discount on our football boots, saving Kensington United money, plus the fact that our boots outclass Sprint plc in quality, and they will be matching with both the home outfit as well as the away outfit, creating a better look on the field at all times. Lastly, Universal Communications wants you to provide 2 hospitality boxes, exclusively for the use of the Universal Communications staff and their guests. There should be room for at least 30 people. Universal Communications wants to be personally involved in all the games of Kensington United. Having your main sponsor watching all the games is good for the morale, both for the players and the fans. The guests Universal Games brings will have the best experience, ensuring their cooperation. I would like to hear your demands for now.
Thanks Universal Studios for sharing your demands with us. Kensington United has a few demands as well to make. First, we would like to agree on a 4-year contract which should have a value of 18 million euros with 40 million paid in the first year. Last season, Kensington United noticed a major growth of the fan base following our global success in the league and internationally as well. Kensington United wants to use that money to enlarge the stadium's seating capacity. In addition to the seating capacity, Kensington United has a priority to ensure a safe time at the stadium. Therefore, we want to use the rest of the money to introduce sophisticated surveillance technology and hire more workforce for crowd control. Secondly, we'd like Universal Communications to keep down the advertising. We'd also like for our club ground to keep its identity and intimate atmosphere. Too much UC advertising could upset the fans to the point that they will watch the games at home, and that's bad for our club. Moving on to the next point. We, as Kensington United, feel that the players' appearances and promotional activities should be limited to 10 days a year. Too much time doing promotion work affects performances on the pitch. Again, we understand that's good for business-wise, but we aim to reach a European final this season. We, as a club, think that if the teams fail to reach the final of the European Cup, you could increase players' availability by 5 days a year. Okay, now let's talk about crowd control at home matches. We want you to be working actively with the local police to deal with the problem of hooliganism at home matches. Now, too little is done to prevent this. So, Kensington United would like to know if Universal Communications take full responsibility to prevent hooliganism at home matches. We want to ensure a safe time for the people watching the games. Now, Tammy takes it on from here.
Okay, thank you, Reinier. So for our fifth demand, we would like an additional payment of 60 million euros to buy at least 1 or 2 star players. This is important to us and our trainer Marco Conti. We are watching 2 players at the moment who are an extremely good addition to our team. But there's a little problem because there are 2 clubs outbidding us. For that we need extra money, and we believe that we need to invest in these players to stay successful in the European Cup. This is also very important for yourself because if we succeed in the European Cup, that means more publicity and money for you. Doesn't Universal Communications want that? So our sixth demand isn't really a demand, but more a thing what we want you to know about. We have contacted baseball clubs in the United States to play a competitive match at Kensington Stadium during the summer. 2 clubs have agreed to play. That's fantastic news for us because with this we can greatly enhance Kensington's brand. The reason we're telling you this is because we want to ask you if it isn't a problem for you if you would use your logo and if you want to contribute or sponsor something for this match. We hope you're dedicated to our cause. So, moving on to our 7th demand, we want to make a deal with Sprint PLC, a football boot manufacturer. The reason we want to deal with them is because they have developed an innovative football boot which gives players greater speed. This is very important to us because we always want the newest innovation to always stay ahead of our competitors. Sprint PLC already offered us 5 million euros to sponsor the product, but you think with your international status you can lower that offer for us to 3 million euros. That will leave us with a profit of 2 million euros, what we can put in the development of our ultra-modern headquarters. So for our 8th demand, we want some extra perks for our players. I will read out our list with the perks. So our first perk, we want free high-end cars for our players every year. You can sponsor them yourself, or you can get us car sponsors like Audi, Mercedes or Tesla. Second perk, we want to stimulate our attacks with a scoring bonus. We were thinking about 20,000 euros for each goal that a player scores over his individual target or of 20 goals. Our third perk, We want a couple of memberships for our players. Think about fitness clubs, a cinema pass, and some memberships at high-end places. For our fourth perk, give the players a nice watch what suits the greatness of this club. Maybe you can get us a sponsor with Rolex, like Real Madrid. We are bigger than them and do not even have a watch sponsor. So I hope we can reach a deal. We both can benefit from each other. So let's start discussing this demand. I think we need to start with the first demand from us.
Thank you. Well, I heard you say that you could only give us like 50 million euros a year, but we think it's necessary as Kensington United to at least get 80 million with 40 million paid in the first year, because we experience a major growth in the stadium and in our fan base. So we think it's absolutely necessary to have that kind of money to ensure a safe time and improve surveillance technology in the stadium for our fans.
Yes, I understand that point. We only have one issue. We don't have $80 million of euros to offer you right away. The 40 million in the first year, we can agree to that, but 80 million is just a little bit too much for us. So maybe we can make a compromise and be a bit lower than 80 million, but be more than 50 million.
Plus the fact that if you win the cup, then you actually get 20 million extra. So we're almost already at the 70 million. You just have to win it. We'll need to invest in something we actually earn something.
Yeah, so we can come around to the 80 million. We will put in an extra 10 million at our starting bid. So that will be 60 million and 20 million when you win the European Cup. So that will be 80 million in total.
Excuse me, could you repeat that for me? How much did you, our priority is to get 40 million paid in the first year at least.
Yes.
Because we need to make sure our stadium is safe and we have to improve surveillance technology to give our fans a safe time at the stadium.
Yes, the first 40 million is a problem because we are prepared to offer you 60 million, so 10 million more than it was. But that will mean that if we pay you 40 million in the first year, the next 3 years will be down to 20 million, so 20 divided by 3 is a little less than 50 million, of 7 million a year.
But how much are you willing to pay in the first year then? What are your
We're
views on
prepared
this?
to pay 40 million in the first year. However, we're not prepared to pay 80 million in total unless you actually win the cup.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we hire a bid of 50 million from a 4-year deal because you wanted a 4-year deal, so that's fine. But the 50 million will be 60 million then.
I think that's a good idea. We can. I think we will both benefit from this.
Yeah, so the 40. So if you want the 40 million in the first year, that's not a problem, but it will be 60 million instead of 50 or 80 million.
Okay, so we just need to make sure we win the league.
Yes.
I think that's possible with that kind of money.
Yes.
Win the league and we both benefit.
We do. Secondly, Universal Communications, we like you to keep down the advertising. I heard you say you wanted to just advertise a lot of things in our stadium with your name, your company name, like everywhere. We don't really want that because I think, and we as a club think that too much advertising could upset the fans and just it doesn't fit our stadium because the atmosphere is going too much to UC Communications.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I had a couple of points I noticed about that because we had four huge billboards. At the headquarters, we want at least a logo, and we had the logo at flags of all entrances, and there's the name of the surface pitch. So, what are the things you can have?
What can you give us?
Yeah, what can you give us?
I think the best thing what you can do is to the logos and all that in the stadium. We don't want that.
Mm.
I think like the headquarters we can do that because it's not a visual thing in the stadium.
Yeah.
The flags outside the stadium is also a good thing, but like the logo on the pitch is not something what we can do because we don't want the fans to really see all the logos around the stadium and in the stadium.
I think the billboards is a good. We can do the billboards, but just not 4. We can put a huge one on the scoreboard at the starting of the match, for example. But like to have 4 billboards with your company name around the stadium the whole match, I think that's a bit.
Yeah, I think our problem with that is if you put it only on the scoreboard, the people behind the scoreboard won't see it. So we already miss some of our advertising. So we would like at least two to ensure that both opposite sides see our advertising.
But with the deal you just offered us of the 80 million, we want to a large seating capacity. Maybe we can make a deal to put the scoreboard on a position that no one is behind the scoreboard and everyone can see one scoreboard at a time to put your logo on at the start of the match.
That would be fine. However, it's still people have to look back for the scoreboard, or you would have to put the scoreboard in the middle, and I don't think that's really a good place for the scoreboard to be.
That's only a few people though, because we have a seating capacity of around 70,000 people in a stadium, and like 1,000 people can see the scoreboard then, but you have 69,000 people who can. I think.
And don't forget, you also got the flags outside. You will get the logo on the headquarters, so you will get a lot of visual points.
I think we can come around to that. So if the money will be spent into a bigger capacity, so more people will be reached with our logo, I think we can come around that.
Yes, I think that's an okay deal.
Because
we think that's fair.
our third point was indeed because we want to have the logo on the training kit and the match kit. So the supporters will be seeing the logo everywhere because there are 22 people on the page.
Okay.
Yes, we are the main sponsor, so
Yeah.
I think it will only be fair for our logo to be on the shirt sponsor.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about maximum advertising. Talking about maximum advertising means the logo on the shirts, the pants, everything. Also the shoes. We don't want you to buy Sprint PLC, as we said before. We want you to wear our shoes. We have a business firm for it. So if we don't get the scoreboard, we want to equal it out with the boots. You don't go to Sprint PLC, you go to us.
I don't think that's a real good idea because Sprint PLC is a big name. It has a lot more experience than the company that you just bought. So I think like a big company, a big football team like us, we need a big sponsor. Big football boot sponsor.
There's a great name in the industry, so everybody knows it.
Yes, I get that, but we need to make some. We both need to make some how do you say
Compromises.
it? Compromises to each other. Our boots are great quality. We put a lot of work to it. We have experts who make the boots, who make the designs. They fit very well with your outfit, so you don't get like red with blue or ugly things. Both home and away, the quality doesn't affect the boots. And yes, Sprint PLC is a bigger name. However, we are your head sponsor, and we already don't get the boards. So we would like to have the shoes at least.
I think we can do like just start for like 2 years. We to try the shoes, the boots out. If we like them, we would go further with you on the shoes. But if we don't like it, we also still want to do with
A shoe deal with you. Plus, we have the brand identity is less than Sprint DLC. So, what are you able to give back to us? Because only 2 billboards are missing in the stadium and the brand name logo on the ground. But I personally don't think that's worth the 5 million euros.
Well, we can probably compromise in somewhere else. However, as I said, you will get a discount for the boots because we are your main sponsor and not just there.
But we think the players need to get the boots for free, because why only a discount? Because you want to make sure our players wear the boots, and you are being linked with one of the most exciting young teams in English football. And we have the best manager in the Premier League, so we are a big team. And so why do we only get a discount? We want to get the players to get the boots, or we can go just to the other company, because there's no advantage if we take your boots over Sprint boots.
I think we can give our company a call. It will be maximum discount, so maybe for free won't be that big of a problem. But it's just the main point that our company will be priority over Sprint PLC. That's the most important thing. So what you said, try them out. I think say what you think about it, and then we will give them a call to get them for free. I think we can compromise on that.
Sounds like a nice deal.
Okay.
That's possible.
Okay.
That's very nice.
Moving to our demand, we don't want the players to, what did you say, 25 days a year?
Yeah,
Sponsoring. We don't want that. We need to have the players perform on the pitch. We are doing good in the league, good in the European Cup. We need to make sure the players keep doing that, and too much promotion for your business will give them a lack of concentration on the pitch, we think.
I understand that, because I only had the 2 top goal scorers in mind to do the 25 days, and the normal players will be 15 days, but you said 10 days. Is it an idea to the other players and the 2 top goal scorers will be doing 10 days, and then the 2 top goal scorers will be 15 days? So that's 5 days more than the normal.
We want to make sure it's only 10 days, because we really think that it's going to be a problem when they do it 15 days, because that's quite a lot. But we can give you a deal. If we don't reach a European final, then make it 15 days for the top players and the less better players.
I'm not sure I can agree with that. I think if at least if we don't make the European Cup, at least 20 days for the top scorers and 15 for the other players, because we've given in to a lot of demands of you already. We of course need to benefit as well from this sponsorship. So I think at least 15 days without the with you winning the cup. We will make sure the days are planned in after you have important matches, or when it's not that important to be on training. Make sure to have the best possible time, maximum efficiency. 15 days if you don't make the cut. If you make the cup, 20 days if you don't make the cup.
Yeah, and with that we have a lot of perks we can give to the players. We had in mind a car with a company logo on it for all the first team players, free travel to holiday destinations, cheap loans for apartment / house purchases, media training courses for players to improve their presenting and interviewing skills, and last thing will be financial help for all our players to attend coaching courses or obtain academic qualifications. So with the promotional work, they will get a reward for it. So it's not that they will do it for nothing.
Exactly.
Okay. We also had one of the perks that you had, something from the cars. The cars is a good thing for us because we want high-end cars. Is that possible?
That's not a problem.
No. Will it come from you, or will that come from a big company?
We will arrange it with a big company.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you had Mercedes, Audi, Tesla.
Tesla, yes.
You already have connections with Audi, so that won't be a problem.
Okay, nice.
Okay, that's good. You also get the benefit of working with a brilliant commercial director of the name of Ingrid Tauber, and you get the possibility to be better known throughout Asia.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you have a good deal on the player sponsoring right there, but I also think we need to make sure the crowd I need to make sure that the control of the crowd at home matches is good, because you said that we need to take full responsibility for the crowd at home matches for safety, but we as Kensington United want to make sure that the sponsor takes care of that.
Yes, I get what you mean. I think, by the way, we're ending our time. We need to get to our next appointment. So I have to make this quick, I'm sorry. I think we should go with 50-50 in that case, because I agree with you, we could do something about it as well. But I think it's very important to see the fans, that Kensington United is doing something about it as well. I think it can't just be us, because that wouldn't make such an impact as Kensington United being the ones solving the problem.
Yeah, now we will just skip the fine of 1 million, because that was just for, if instance you will do it, that will be a controlling matter, but we will just cancel that, and then it will come around to a 50-50 deal.
Okay, that sounds for me like a good idea. But before we end this discussion, I still had 2 points. Like for the additional point, the additional payment of the 2 players.
Yes.
We asked 60 million for 2 players.
60?
60 million, yeah.
60.
To 2 big players, if we look at the market now, 60 million is not a big, not a big.
60 million is not a big investment, because those players are young and they can score a lot of goals in the league, and they make the team a lot better. And I think that's good for your sponsor deal as well, because the higher we reach in the cup, the more
I'll make you
you get.
a little different deal. I'll say 5 million, and if they actually start scoring, you can loan the rest of the money with us. If they actually start scoring, we're willing to pay 12.
So you are saying you want a kind of goal scoring bonus because
Yes.
what are you willing to offer us then per goal? Because you instead of
It's,
16 million, you want to give us 5 million, but per goal and per assist that they make or score, what are you willing to
I think
give us?
I can't say an exact amount or exact amount of money, but I will say that if they perform well, we're willing to go from 5 to 12. But 16 is a lot of money, and we're already invested a lot of money into
I think
Kensington United.
we can get a deal if you are willing to pay 15 at the maximum, because we really need the money and we think you are a great sponsor, but we have our demands as well, and we think we are all
We will give you a full call about that.
okay. So we are going to get back to that.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I thought this meeting was great.
Did you have another point?
Yeah,
or-
but not just another point. My colleague forgot about that. It's
Sorry.
no problem. Yeah, we had 6, not a demand, but just the thing about the 2 clubs playing in our stadium. Yeah, and if we could use your logo, or you want to contribute something or sponsor something, so just to inform you about the event that we.
Yes, we will do that.
do.
Because it will benefits us as well.
Yeah,
So we will
okay.
do that. Yes, very good idea.
Okay, that's nice. So now we know about what you know what we want.
All right.
Thank
Give
you
you a photo.
Thank you very much.
I think.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We
See you
got
very
it.
much.
Yes.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right.